Is it quiet? Right? Hello students, welcome to Trunkie Academy. We are studying about the different groups of organisms. Okay, we started with the diversity in living world, and then we studied about the different criteria and hierarchy in living organisms, and then we studied about the the phylum Chordata. Okay, and under the phylum Chordata, and we studied about the different features and different characteristic features due to which the chordates are placed, all the organism members of the chordates are placed under phylum chordata. Okay, and what is notochord, what is dorsal tubular nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits. All these things we studied in the last class. Okay. Now today we'll start with the class superclass Pisces. When we say superclass Pisces, it means all the fishes that aquatic animals, fishes that lives in the water, aquatic ecosystem. Okay, but not the animals like echinoderms or mollusks or the other aquatic animals like the which are invertebrates. Okay, so here we are talking about superclass Pisces. Okay, that is that has got vertebral column, notochord in its early stage, I mean the embryonic stage, and then it is converted into the vertebral column in adult stage. Okay. Now, when we say Pisces, means it is the fish. The meaning is the the Pisces means the fish. Okay. Now, uh, they are the first jaw vertebrates. Okay, like I was discussing yesterday that there are some organisms or some animals which do not have jaw, like cyclostome, round mouth. Okay, circular mouth, no jaws. Okay, no upper and lower jaw, like okay, petromyzin. But these fishes are the first in the line of course of evolution. They are the first group of animals which has jaws, lower jaw and upper jaw. Okay, first jaw vertebrates, completely aquatic. Like in case of amphibians, we see some of its life stage, or it can live both in water as well as on the land, like frog. Okay, but Pisces or the fishes, they are completely aquatic. Okay, and gill breathing animals. They are breathing through gills. Okay, their operculum is covering their the gills, and it is opening and closing. Okay, and the water are striking the oxygen absorbed there in the water, the present in the water, that is diffused into the gills, and uh, this way they are breathing and respiration takes place in their body. Okay, so they are aquatic animals and they live completely in water. The extinct jawless fish, ostracoderms, I told you yesterday also. There are some kind of animals, some animals which are already become extinct, and cyclostome are the extinct, and gave rise to the earliest jawed fishes during the Silurian period. The Silurian period means they, when you studied about the geological time scale, then you study about this. Okay, so during the Silurian period, like they are like the Triassic period, Jurassic period. Silurian period is also a period in geological time scale. And ostracoderm, the group of animals which have already become extinct, from these animals, these jawed fish were evolved. Okay, so that's the point you have to remember. Now, Devonian period is considered as the golden age of fishes. Mesozoic era is considered as the age of reptiles. Okay, so there are some period, some era are considered as some golden age or golden era of some particular animals, because those period or those era, these animals were dominant and no other animals were evolved at that time. So they were dominant all over the world and all the different kinds of aquatic systems. So this is the reason they are called the golden age. Okay, or Mesozoic era is called the age of reptile. So Devonian period is considered as the golden age of fishes because they were dominant in this period, and they were found almost every parts of the world. Okay, and no other animals were evolved. Okay, so that is the reason they are called the this is called the Devonian period is called the golden age of fishes. The fishes emerged from the predominant group during Devonian period. Okay, predominant group means the ostracoderm. Whenever an animal or plant is evolving, it is evolving from a pre-existing one. Okay, for example, the fish amphibians have evolved from the fishes. Okay, and reptiles have evolved from the amphibians, and the mammals and the birds have evolved from the reptiles, like this. So already existing group, predominant group that time, where they are some like the ostracoderms or the fishes which is the circular mouth, or some connecting link between the fishes and the cyclostomes, like this. Okay, so they were evolved from such kind of animals. Okay, so slowly now, after the study of fish is known as ichthyology. Okay, like in case of the study of animal is known as zoology, study of plants is known as botany, study of the birds, are known as ornithology. Okay, study of insects are called entomology. Okay, study of fishes is called ichthyology. Okay, so this is a term given to the study of fishes. Fish constitute the most diverse and largest vertebrate group. Yes. Okay. I think in one class I've already told you that the number of variety of animals and animals we observe on the land, on terrestrial mode of life, much more than that we find in the water, in the seas and the ocean, much more than that. So diversity of living organism is much more in aquatic mode of life, in aquatic ecosystem. Okay, and fishes are the most diverse in the vertebrates. Vertebrate means the fishes, the amphibians, the reptiles, birds, and mammals. So out of these 5 groups, these vertebrates, the fishes constitute the most diverse, many variety of fishes and largest vertebrate groups. Okay, so many different, large number of species. The number is very, okay. They are one of the economically most important animal groups to mankind, even in the past also. Okay, so easy to catch. Okay, and easy to they are also acts as the food source. Okay, and the important nutrient is the protein and vitamin D. Vitamin D contains fats in the fishes, in some fishes. Okay, extant lobe finned fishes means which are existing. Extant means existing, living nowadays, and extinct means already have become completely extinct, and not even single individual is found nowadays. So extinct means existing one. So extant lobe finned fishes, coelacanth, marine, completely marine. Okay, coelacanth is a primitive type of fish. Okay, dipnoi, freshwater fish. These are the these two fishes are the extant lobe finned fishes. Okay. Bulk of living fishes, shark, rays, and ray finned fishes. They are the living fishes, and shark are the primitive, or you can say primitive than the bony fishes. They have cartilaginous skeleton, okay, and they are grouped or classified under the chondrichthyes. Okay, let's try to understand this. We'll come to that point. I'll discuss in detail the difference between the chondrichthyes and ostrichthyes. Shark belongs to a particular group, and bony fish belong to another group. Okay, then we come to that point a little after, just after few slides. Okay, shark. Okay, so and then ray finned fishes, and then there is the in case of the osteolepid fishes, which are of the same group as Latimeria, are believed to be in the line of evolution of the next higher group of vertebrates, the amphibians. So in each and every group of organisms, if we compare all the different species of animals, we find that some animals are primitive and some are very highly evolved in that particular group. Okay, so within that, for example, in mammals also, we human beings are highly evolved. In angiospermic plant, in the plant group, angiosperms are highly evolved, and in angiospermic plant, the dicotyledons are highly evolved. In dicotyledonous plant, the family Compositae or Asteraceae are highly evolved. So likewise, in case of the Pisces or fishes, osteolepid are the highly evolved, and just before the evolution of amphibians, they were the pre species from which the amphibians evolved. Okay, so they were so evolved, and they gave rise to the amphibian. So they will have some advanced feature as compared to other primitive fishes, which were evolved earlier than the osteolepid. Okay, in evolution, what happens? A group of animals is formed, and it has developed particular features. Okay, but there will be some little differences which shows that this particular species is highly evolved than the another species. Although though we place all the animals in one group, okay, but there is differences, so we place this the higher. In case of the echinoderms also, we see that there are some kind of echinodermata which are close to the chordates. Okay, and similarly here also osteolepid are the thought to be the the precursor of the amphibian evolution. Okay, this is the Latimeria. Now general characters. Okay, completely aquatic, poikilothermic, cold-blooded. When I say cold-blooded, means they are not able to maintain their constant body temperature like warm-blooded animals. Homeotherms. Poikilothermic means their body temperature will decrease or increase depending on the temperature of the environment. If the temperature of the environment decreases, their body temperature will also decrease. It's dependent. But in case of the homeotherms, okay, like mammals, birds, the body temperature remains constant. There is a mechanism, homeostasis, that will try to maintain a normal body temperature, 98.4 degree Fahrenheit, okay, or 36.9 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is not found in the this group of animal fishes or Pisces. They are poikilothermic and or cold-blooded. Body is streamlined because they have to swim. There is live in water, so it will be easy. So there will be no resistance. If the body is not streamlined, they will face difficulty in swimming. Okay, to move faster through the water. Okay, the body is streamlined, isn't it? Body is divisible into head, trunk and tail. Okay, body that into three parts: head, trunk, and the tail. Okay, and they have fins also. Okay, on upper and lower region of the body, and the side. Okay, anal fin, pelvic fin, lateral fin, and the body is covered with the scales. Okay, whether it is shark, or shark-like fishes, or whether it is the bony fishes. Shark, I told you, they are the cartilaginous fish. There is a clear-cut difference between cartilaginous and bony fish. Okay, so we'll study in detail also. Caudal fin means that will present in the at the last at the tail end. Okay, anal fin below. Pelvic fin will be down the body, below 50% of the down the body. Pelvic fin is found. Lateral fin is present on lateral side, at both the side. Dorsal fin is there. Okay, and pectoral fin is present near the mouth. Okay. The exoskeleton, mesodermal scales or bony plates. Okay, mesodermal scales. Like in case of chondrichthyes, there is mesodermal scale, or bony plates are found in bony fishes. After a few are scaleless also. There are some fishes with a primitive type that do not have scales. Okay, and endoskeleton is cartilaginous or bony. Skull is monocondyle. Now, what do we mean monocondyle? Okay, we have two condyles. Okay, the skull is there. For example, if this is the skull. Okay, the skull will have the 2 points. The first vertebra will have 2 points. Okay, and there will be a region which fixed to this 2 point. This is the first vertebra. This is the second vertebra, and the third vertebra. Okay, the fourth, like this. The first vertebra will have 2 ridges. Okay, that will fit to the skull. Okay, the depressions in the skull, 2 depressions. So they are dicondylic. So we are able to move our head only 180 degree. But in case of the birds, you can see they can move completely 360 degree, because they have got only one condyle, only one region that fits with the one single depression on the skull, and so that skull or head can be moved 360 degree. That is called monocondylic. Skull is monocondylic, not dicondylic like we have. Okay. So endoskeleton is cartilaginous or bony. Cartilaginous, they are chondrichthyes. We study just now only chondrichthyes. Okay, and osteichthyes means bony. Okay, so we'll study that also. Now vertebrae are amphicoelous. Amphicoelous centrum is concave at both anterior, and posterior faces. So this is the posterior, upper one is the posterior. So if I take this one vertebra and you see the enlarged view, okay, so they will have like this. Both the surface of the vertebra is concave, means amphicoelous in case of the vertebrae of the Pisces or fishes. Okay, so both the one vertebra, if you observe, both the surface will have concave faces. Okay, whether it is posterior or anterior. And posterior means the lower one, anterior means upper one. This is the anterior, this is the anterior, and here is the posterior. So this is the anterior, and this is the posterior. Okay, so both the surface, anterior and posterior, will have the concave surface. Okay, so this is called amphicoelous. By unpaired median and caudal fins along with the paired pectoral. Pectoral and pelvic fin will have 2 in number. There will be 2 in the in fishes, and median fin and caudal fin are 1 in number, one each. Okay, median fin and caudal fin. Okay, like this you can see. This is the pectoral fin. Okay, that's it. Both the sides. So it is paired, 2 in number. This is pelvic fin, this side and that side, both the sides. So this is also 2 in number, paired fins. Okay, and like in this is the median fin. This is the median fin. So it's a 1 in number, median. So 1 in number is unpaired. Okay, so now see, mouth is ventral or terminal. Okay, ventral means right at the tip. Okay, at the last tip. Or it can be ventral, like in shark. Okay, it's not at the end of the mouth. Okay, it's ventral, lower side. Okay, I'll show you the diagram picture. The teeth are usually acrodont, homodont, and a polyphyodont. Means many times. Okay, like in case of human beings, one set of teeth comes in children, and that is replaced by another permanent teeth. So 2 sets in lifetime. They're called diphyodont. Okay. In case of these fishes, polyphyodonts means many sets. One will go, then remove another set, the third and fourth, like this. So then this is called polyphyodont. Homodont means all the teeth are of similar size. Like in case of human body, in our we have got canine, incisor, premolar, molar, all in different shape and sizes for different functions. Some for tearing, some for chewing, some for grinding, some for the biting and cutting. Okay, but in case of these fishes, all the teeth are of equal size and shape, and thus are called homodont. But in case of human body, we have got heterodont. Okay, so they all are alike. Okay, so we say homodont. And acrodont means placed in the tooth socket. Okay, in the gum. So acrodont. Now you see the mouth. Mouth is ventral in case of this shark, cartilaginous teeth, chondric teeth, and ostick teeth. This is ostick teeth. So here mouth is terminal. Isn't? And here the mouth is ventral, the lower side. Okay, not at the terminal. So in case of chondric teeth, now each and one, all the differences we are also encountering between chondric teeth and teeth. In the scales, we found that there is cartilaginous, endoskeleton is cartilaginous, and in case of bony fishes, ostick teeth, okay, it is skeleton is bony. Okay. Now, exchange of respiratory gases is performed by the gills. And I have already explained that gills are the structure or the organ for breathing. There is the operculum covering which opens and closes. When the water strikes, the oxygen that is present, the oxygen present in the water, is diffused into the gills, and that goes because it is richly supplied. Gills are richly supplied with the blood. That's why it looks red, and there from there it goes to different parts of the fish body, and respiration takes place. Heart is two-chambered. Branchial heart supplies blood only to the gills. Branchial heart. So it's called branchial heart, supplying blood only to the gills. Okay, and the heart has got only two chambers. Okay, so you can see in the diagram, in the picture, heart has two chambers and it is supplying. So one is bringing the oxygen to the heart, and one is taking. So another chamber is taking the blood away from the heart and again bringing it to the gills for the carbon dioxide to be eliminated. The carbon dioxide that has formed after respiration. Okay, so this is how it has got two chambers. Okay, and it supplies blood only to the gills. Now, circulation is single circulation, as blood reaches the heart only once in the course of each circulation. So it is not called double circulation as we find in higher vertebrates. Heart is called venous heart. Heart receives only venous deoxygenated blood from the body parts. Okay, so this is called venous heart because it receives only venous or deoxygenated blood from the body parts. Okay, not the oxygenated blood from the body part. So it receives, since it's receiving the deoxygenated blood, the heart is also called venous heart. Okay, and this type of circulation is single circulation because the blood reaches the heart only once. Okay, but in case of human body, it has twice. Okay, that we study in we study about the mammals. Kidneys are mesonephric. Okay, the primitive type of. But in case of embryo of human beings or higher vertebrates, in embryo is mesonephric, it changes to the metanephric. Okay, the fish, but in case of fishes, it is mesonephric. Okay, fishes are mostly ammonotelic, bony fishes, and some are ureotelic, cardiac. You know, urea and ammonia is the main the excretory product. Okay, and urea is the main excretory product in case of the ureotelic. Okay, so this ammonotelism is found in bony fishes, and cartilaginous fish are ureotelic. Okay, and cranial nerves are 10 pairs, mean the nerves that comes out of the brain. Okay, and the nerve that comes out from the spinal cord is called spinal nerves. Okay, so this is there are the 10 pairs of cranial nerves, and that innervates the parts of the body. Okay, so the next is the Meninx primitiva is the only meninx involving the central nervous system. This is the a type of organism where we find the uh, where we find this is a type of structure where we find enveloping the sun. In case of the human body, we find that the brain is covered with cover called meninges, okay, and there is covering on the spinal cord also, okay. So meninx primitiva is the only meninx involving the central nervous system in case of the fishes, because no other no other layers are there. In case of meninges, there are 3 layers, okay, covering. Like pericardium is the covering the heart, okay. So meninx primitiva is the covering enveloping the central nervous system, a single layer, okay. In case of central nervous system means brain and spinal cord. Now internal ear consists of 3 semicircular canals, okay. Semicircular canal is a structure in the internal ear, okay, where liquid is contained, and that helps in the conduction of the auditory nerves, auditory impulse, okay, which is carried by the auditory nerves to the brain, so that we are able to hear. The nerves that carry the impulse from the retina, that is the visual impulse, okay, that is called optic nerve, okay, and that comes from the retina to the brain. So there is some region, the different region in the brain for auditory nerve, for optic nerve, okay, and these structure in 3 semicircular canals in the internal ear. They have got some kind of fluid which helps to conduct the auditory nerve impulse to the auditory nerve, and that goes to the brain for that help us to hear, okay. So 3 semicircular canals are found in the internal ear. A lateral line sense organ, the line that you see, this is the lateral line sense. This one, I will draw this one, the red one I am drawing. This is the lateral line. This is actually a sense organ. Like we have got sense of eyes, ear, nose, tongue, okay, like this. This is a sense organ in fishes to detect the movement and vibration in the surrounding water, and this is very well developed. A slight vibration, okay, and movement involved, it can be detected by the lateral line sense organ, okay, or lateral line sensory system. Eyes are without eyelids, it's only open, okay, like we have got eyelids, and each eyeball is protected by nictitating membrane, okay. Membrane at the side of the is protected by a membrane, a thin membrane that is called nictitating membrane, and nictitating membrane is not functional in our body or in many mammals, okay. So this membrane, a thin membrane, is there in case of the eyeball and is protecting the eye, okay. So these are the characteristic features. Sexes are separate, that means male and females, okay, they are not hermaphrodite. In some animals we find that the animals have the both male and female part in the same individual. It's not like that, okay, and this is present in separate individual, and fertilization is the internal or external. We have observed that many fishes, they lay eggs, okay, and then but in some in fishes the fertilization may be internal or external, okay. When the gametes are come out of the body and they get the female gamete and fertilize, then it is the external, okay. Development is direct or indirect. Classification of, now we come to the classification. The 2 extinct class, because we will not discuss about the extinct one, is not included in the syllabus. Chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. From the beginning I was talking about the chondrichthyes. This is important for you. Chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, okay. The difference between chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, this is important. And the one I told you, the name of the animal from or the fish from which this amphibians were evolved, okay. So in case of Pisces classification, okay, the 2 extant class means living class in in this world, that is the chondrichthyes and osteichthyes, and other which has become already extinct, that we will not discuss because not in the syllabus, okay. So in case of chondrichthyes, there are cartilaginous, okay. So chondro means cartilage and ichthyes means fish, like ichthyology, study of fishes, okay. So chondros means cartilage and ichthyes means fish. So chondrichthyes means cartilaginous fish. They are marine, okay, not in fresh water. And this is the shark are found in seas and ocean. Okay, they are cartilaginous fish, okay, which possess cartilaginous endoskeleton. Their scales are also not like bony fish, like we found in rohu, katla, etc. Okay, and the caudal fin is heterocircle. Now try to understand this. The it at one moment we studied about the mouth is ventral or terminal. So in case of bony fish, it is terminal. In case of the chondrichthyes or the cartilaginous fishes, it is ventral. Okay, tail is not homocircle, heterocircle means if the tail is like this, okay, of equal, for example, sorry, this equal shape and size, it's called homocircle. But one is long and one is very small, then it is not called homocircle, it's called heterocircle. Asymmetrical, both externally and internally, not symmetrical, like we found in bony fishes. Okay, so one point of difference is that first point is that the bony fishes have the endoskeleton as bones, or cartilaginous fish have endoskeleton made of cartilage. Mouth is terminal in case of the bony fishes, and mouth is ventral in case of the cartilaginous fishes. The tail is heterocircle in case of the cartilaginous fish or chondrichthyes, and tail is homocircle in case of bony fish. Okay. So skin is covered by dermal placoid scales, also called dermal dentic. Small, very small scales are present. Okay. Mouth is ventral and the scales are very, and that scale is called placoid scale. Placoid scale is present. In case of the bony fishes, it is not placoid, it is a tenoid scale. Okay, that is it. So this is another point of differences about the scales. Scales are placoid scales. Okay, the dermal means from the, originating from the skin. Okay, from the skin layers of the skins. So dermal scales, that is the like our hairs are dermal. It is the our hairs are coming out or growing out of the follicles that is present in the scales. Okay, here also the dermal, that placoid scales is developing from the layers of the skins, placoid scales. Okay, sharks are highly predaceous. Yes, you must have seen in movies and must have heard about the many stories of the sharks. Okay, so respiratory gaseous exchange is performed by 5 to 7 lamelliform gills. Yes, you can see this. These are gills, you know, and this is uncovered. There is no operculum. This part, this is the part. Okay, the gills. Okay, 5 to 7 lamelliform gills. This is important for NEET exam. 5 to lamelliform gills. Okay, the lamella, not covered with any without operculum on each side, without operculum. But in case of bony fish, the another point of difference between chondrichthyes and ostrich, the 5 to 7 the gills are not covered by with operculum, whereas in case of bony fish or ostrich, the gills are covered by operculum. Okay. Air bladder is absent. Air bladder present in the bony fishes. Okay, and that acts as a hydrostatic organ by increasing or decreasing the quantity of air in that particular air bladder or swim bladder. The fishes are able to move up and down. Swimming this in a horizontal line is a different case, but by decreasing the quantity of air, they are coming up and down. Okay, so they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. They have to constantly swim. But in bony fishes, the air bladder acting as hydrostatic organ, helping the float easily at the desired level without much expenditure of energy. So that means the bony fishes are much more evolved than the chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fish. So the first group of fishes, pisces, that were evolved were the chondrichthyes. Okay, with their mouth ventral, with heterocircle fin, caudal fin, with their the lamelliform gills without operculum, and their the skeleton cartilaginous. Okay, and without any swim bladder or air bladder. Okay, so here this air bladder helps them to maintain the level, okay, of the in the aquatic body, like in ocean and seas, whether they have to swim, they have to move up and down. So by removing or filling the air into the air bladder, they are able to do so. Okay. Cartilaginous fishes are ureotelic and store urea in their blood to maintain osmotic concentration of body fluids, that is physiological uremia. This is the actually if the urea is stored in our body, it's very harmful and dangerous. Okay, but in case of fishes, since they are ureotelic, they store urea in their blood to maintain osmotic because they have to maintain the osmotic concentration. What do you mean by osmotic concentration? Because since the concentration of the body fluid they need to maintain, so they are storing urea. This is the necessary process they need to do. That is called physiological uremia. Okay, since physiologically they require to accumulate or store urea, so it's called physiological uremia. Okay, but in our case it must be removed immediately. Okay, if urea or any uric acid is formed in our body. So, but in case of fishes, they do for maintaining their osmoregulation, maintaining osmotic concentration. Okay, in male pelvic fins bear claspers. Now another point of difference between chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. Okay, male pelvic fin bears claspers to facilitate internal fertilization. Internal claspers, okay, the kind of structure or the opening through which the gamete can enter. Okay, or pelvic fin. Okay, they are mostly viviparous. They are giving birth to young ones. Okay, not laying eggs. Okay, so Scoliodon, dogfish, the most common example of the chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fish. Then is the pristis, sawfish. Then is the a great white shark, that's called Casharodon. It is a kind of shark. Then is the there's a trigon stingray which does some poisonous sting. Okay, and this also belongs to chondrichthyes. And then the torpedo electric ray and dorsal muscle are modified into electric organs. Okay, of this electric ray. Okay, and then Scherna hammer-headed shark. Okay, these all are the common examples of the chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fish. Okay, Scoliodon, pristis, Casharodon, white shark, okay, trigon, stingray, and torpedo electric ray, and hammer-headed shark is Scherna. Now osteichthyes, the osteo means bone and ichthyes fish. Bony fishes, they all are bony fishes. You must have seen the rohu, katla, and these bony fishes are found in freshwater also. Okay, all different kinds of aquatic habitats, whether it is in the seas, marine water, or in freshwater like lakes, ponds, rivers, etc. Okay, caudal fin is homocircle, symmetrical externally and asymmetrically internally in teleost. Bony fishes are also called teleosts in some fish. Okay. Diphy circle, symmetrically both externally and internally in lungfishes and latimeria. Some fishes like latimeria, some chondrichthyes, some osteichthyes, some bony fishes, okay, or lungfishes. Okay, lung means they are advanced. They are, apart from this, the gills, they are also developing lungs. Okay, so they are towards the closer to the in the evolution they are closer towards the amphibians. Okay, because amphibians have developed lungs in frogs, so they are able to live on the land also. Okay, so in those fishes, latimeria and lungfishes, this the fin is diphy circle, and that means symmetrically externally and internally both these are symmetrical. Okay. Now exoskeleton is in the form of bony skeleton. Exoskeleton, like I told you, the fins, the scales. In case of the cartilaginous fish, it was placoid scale, dermal in origin, placoid scales. Okay, they have got bony skeleton inside. Okay, cosmoid, ganoid, and cycloid or ctenoid scales are found in case of the bony external skeleton scales. Okay, so scales may be cosmoid, ganoid, cycloid, or ctenoid. Okay, and the skeleton is bony, endoskeleton is bony, like you have observed. Mouth is usually terminal. Okay, not ventral, as we have seen in case of the cartilaginous or chondrichthyes. Okay, mouth is terminal. Respiratory gaseous exchange is performed by four filamentous gills covered by operculum on each side. Okay, four filamentous gills. That was a lamelliform. Lamelliform means it is a primitive type of gills. Okay, which is in the cluster, and here there is the four filamentous, separate filament like thin. Okay, and covered by the operculum. An air bladder is present with or without connection to the gut. Okay, air bladder is present, as I told you, which is not found in chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fish, and due to which these bony fishes are able to move up and down in the can change their level in the water. Swim bladder, okay, or air bladder. It is either helpful in gas exchange, okay, or in maintaining buoyancy, hydrostatic functions, or in most ray fins. Okay, air bladder or swim bladder helps in exchange of gases, like in lungfishes, or in maintaining buoyancy, hydrostatic function, like in the I told you to maintain the level. Okay, so these are the function of the air bladder. A swim bladder is present in the middle, the central region of the body. Okay, kidney you see at the lower region of the body. Stomach is there. Okay, gills are there. Heart is present in the ventral region. Gallbladder is there. Intestine. Okay, and then intestine is there is a gonad. Okay, and the ventral side and the lateral line sense organ, just on the line on the outside. Muscles. Okay, bony fish, bony vertebra. Okay, the very bony. The brain is very small. Okay, at the dorsal upper region, the nostrils, gills, heart. Okay, these are the anatomical structure of the typical fish. Okay, now they are mostly ammonotelic. Bony fishes, as like we have seen in case of the cartilaginous, they are ureotelic. These are ammonotelic. Their metabolic waste are ammonotelic. Ammonia. Okay, their metabolic waste are produced as ammonia. So they are ammonotelic. Sexes separate. Fertilization is external. Most forms are oviparous. They lay eggs. We know that. Okay. Pisciculture, fishery. You know that, you must have seen. Okay. They lay eggs and they fertilization is external. It is oviparous. The animals which lay eggs, like birds and the reptiles, they are oviparous. The animals which give birth to young ones, they are called viviparous. So these bony fishes are oviparous mostly. Okay. Example: Exocetus, flying fish. Okay. Hippocampus, sea horse. Okay. The catla, the labio rohita means rohu. Clarius magur, and betta, splendens, siemens, and then the pterophyllum, angelfish, and the achenis, suckerfish. These all are the example of bony fish. Okay. Now we see the difference. We'll compare. Okay, at a glance, we'll compare the differences between these. Okay, the first point is that in between the difference between the chondrichthyes, they are marine fishes, and ostrichthyes are live in all types of aquatic habitats, whether it is estuary, whether it is the river, whether it is the sea, ocean, ponds, lakes, any kind. Okay, so all types of aquatic ecosystem. Cartilaginous or chondrichthyes fishes, they have got endoskeleton made up of cartilaginous, and bony fish have that is bones, made of bones. Okay. Third point, cordon fish is heterocircle, asymmetrical both externally and internally, and in case of ostrichthyes, cordon fish is homocircle, symmetrical externally but asymmetrical internally in teleost fish. Teleost means rohu, katla, etc. And some advanced form of fishes like the latimedia and lungfishes, it is diphycircle. That means it is symmetrical both externally and internally. Okay, skin is covered by placoid scales, dermal denticles. Skin is covered by cosmoid, ganoid, cycloid, actinoid scales. Okay, not dermal. Okay, mouth is ventral, mouth is terminal, which I already explained and showed in the diagram and picture. Okay, respiration is performed by 5 to 7 lamelliform gills without operculum. There is no covering, and therefore thin filamentous gills are present in case of the ostrichthyes and covered with operculum on each side. Air bladder is absent. Air bladder is present in case of the ostrichthyes. Okay, and the Number 8 is the ureotelic. These are conducts. These are ureotelic and store urea in their body to maintain osmotic concentration in body fluids. Okay, and in case of this osteolytic, mostly ammonotelic. Almost all are ammonotelic. They produce metabolic wastes are the excretory product. Rather, we should say that is the ammonia. Okay, in males, pelvic fins bear claspers to facilitate internal fertilization, so that the for the insertion of the female gametes. Okay. Males have no claspers. In case of osteolysis, external fertilization occurs, and the viviparous in case of condyctis, and osteolysis are oviparous. Okay. Now in males, pelvic fin bears to help internal fertilization. That is the claspers, wings. It is claspers. Skin of condyctis is covered by dash scale. It is the placoid scale. Okay. So number 2 is the correct answer. Now in the next class, we will study about the next part, that is your what we call this tetrapoda and other the topic. Okay, so like I have already told you, we will send you the in academic booster, we will send you on DPP, daily practice problem. You will go through that and download this DPP and answer those questions. Okay, and you send back to us. We will go through your answers. Okay, and then send you the remarks. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the class and you understood the lesson. Pisces are the first group of vertebrates that evolved, and there are two broad categories: constricthies and ostricthies. Constricthies are cartilaginous fish and ostrich are bony fish. Okay, and there are different features. Scale presence and scale fins. Okay, swim bladder. Okay, the position of the mouth. All these things are important for the exam. And in the next class tomorrow at the same time, we'll join again. And till then, goodbye. Thank you for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.